Janet, how are you?
Hello. Wow.
Hello.
I'm so happy to see you guys.
We are
It's great to
excited to be
see
here.
We're
you.
so happy to see you. I just went outside because my family is coming back to my hotel room and they're going to kick me out.
Oh, do you want me to do anything? Speaking of families, Paul, I wanted to see if I could borrow your bamboo cage. Is it a bad
Oh,
time?
We need
oh.
to
Is it a bad
talk
time?
about this off air. But
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about, but yes, we can deal with it off air. You just text me
Okay.
and we'll be cool.
And
Yeah,
and
thank
how's
you.
The
June?
again,
And
so
where's June?
suspicious. Where's June is the question.
Where is I don't want these T-shirts that I see these
What am I
people out in
missing?
front
Am
of
I
my
missing?
house marching around with this sign. I barely can sleep at night
By
because
the
of
way,
the
has
yelling.
have we made T-shirts that say "Where's June"?
I mean, it
If
is.
not, why not?
Start opening up a store. Janet, how are you doing in this time? I haven't seen you.
Yeah, we
I've
saw
had.
each other over Zoom, I guess, when you
Oh
did
yeah.
do Voyage to the Stars. You were the premier guest of season 3. Hubel, we're coming for you.
I was going to
Be very
say
nervous.
my schedule is wide open.
It
Okay,
is
well,
one of the most fun shows to do. I feel like a lot of people uh, attempt what you do, and it never feels as alive and as funny as you guys are able to do it. Like you get like this. It is like incredibly loose and playful and fun, but the story actually makes sense and holds up. And it's
oh, it does. That's great.
Is it
Because we
Janet?
worry
Janet,
about
give
that
me the
for
Janet.
sure. Like,
Janet, give me the deal. It's a sci-fi podcast?
yeah, it's just I mean, listen, if you familiar with Star Wars and Star Trek and the shenanigans that those guys get up to, yet we kill everyone, then that's essentially what happens. I don't think that was like a plan necessarily, but
Yeah.
it turns out that we like annihilating planets and species on them, and people feel bad about it. I don't think anyone's like
Mm.
celebrating. But Colton Dunn might be celebrating a little bit. His character takes the win, even if it's genocide. But no, Paul was great, and but I think we do worry about that, and we're always so happy when guests come on and just to go like enter the flow so quickly. But there was no question that you were going to do that. You two are both like two of my favorite improvisers of all time. So
Well,
Thank
back
you.
at you. I mean, I will say this: the one thing that I was really impressed with, everyone has set up some sort of in our world. Everyone has set up some sort of like recording functionality on some level. Colton created some sort of box, like his head is in like almost like Max
just his
headroom.
head.
Yeah, I saw it. I was like, wow, this is such an interesting like it's like you created a little sound studio just for this part of your body, and
That's
it's
right.
kind of a genius idea.
You never know what other sounds the rest
Ooh,
of your
thank
body is
you.
going to be making. So you have to be very careful to eliminate those by just
God
really
bless my wife.
isolating this
My wife
area.
just my
God
wife
bless
just
your
she just
wife.
brought me a margarita. We're at the Ojai Valley Inn, Janet. You should swing by.
I love the you know what, I've never been to the Ojai Valley Inn, but I love Ojai. I have to say, not to get derailed, but that looks like it has a little orange in it. Am I
Oh,
sensing that
Yeah.
there's maybe
Yeah.
orange
Yeah,
in that margarita?
I don't know. She went to a restaurant and came back with this and
oh.
I'm all about it.
That's lovely.
We just went to Ojai this past weekend. We stayed at a house that we always stay at. My wife and I, who's not in a bamboo cage in my basement. And I got
Why would
like
you
yeah.
it's just weird to
Yeah, because
the way you say it so casually that your wife is not
right.
in a bamboo cage. I mean, Janet, you hear it, right?
Why wouldn't
I
you say it?
hear it. I hear it. I mean, I do know that Paul owns a bamboo cage. Obviously, I wanted to borrow
Yes, I
it.
have a bamboo cage, but that doesn't mean that I put my wife in it and then I keep that cage in the basement. And do I keep the cage in the basement? Yes, I do, but my wife isn't in it.
Right, but she goes. I mean, she's been known to go to the
She'll clean
basement.
it. Yeah, and I clean it too.
Uh-huh.
What are you
I mean,
guys
it's also
cleaning? Whatever.
when you want to do a
Yeah.
work sprint, maybe you'll go in the bamboo cage. That's when you kind
What's
of
a
cut off
work
all the stuff.
sprint?
Like a work sprint is like a moment where you kind of like say, all right, I'm
So
going to clear of
corporate-y.
everything. Yeah, it's like this
Yeah.
idea like where we all are going to do a work sprint. We all have 30 minutes to do whatever we say what we're going to do, and then
Oh, okay.
we
Oh,
hold ourselves accountable. I think.
wait. This is the This is like family workspace. Workspace. Like you
I'm
hold
just saying,
yourself
if June
accountable.
wanted to do a work
Yeah.
sprint, the cage is probably the best place for her to do it. The
So there's
bamboo
a little
cage.
wheel in there for her to run
Janet,
around.
to give it
Yeah.
some backstory, Paul has become very dear friends with David Miscavige from Scientology, who
Oh, he is
sent his wife
wonderful,
away.
though.
Well, I
He's
don't
good.
know about
What
that.
a warm guy. What a
Cool guy.
heart.
He sent his wife
Okay.
away to like one of those Scientology like prison camps, and for real, no one has seen this woman.
Work improvement camps. Get bettering yourself. Work a
wow.
work sprint.
Now you see, this
Bit of
is
a
what I
work-
need.
It's a
to
work
be fair.
marathon. It's a work marathon.
Exactly.
All right. I mean, obviously, you guys have whatever. I'm in Ohio, where Scientology hasn't quite made its way up here yet. So
I don't believe that at all. I feel like there's at least one building there. There's at least one bookstore that you think is a new age philosophy bookstore.
yeah,
That like just
there
stay in
could
there
be a
long
lot.
enough.
Actually, there
Someone
could
will
be a
like,
lot of
"Nah."
Scientology here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
You don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of storefronts that look like, how can it sustain? And maybe it is Scientology, and that's, they own a lot of real estate here in Los Angeles County.
So
I
much.
I will say this, and my wife and I, we get along great.
You have to
But
say it
every now and
like
then,
you have to say it like
we
you have to
might
say it like Borat. Say it like Borat.
my wife and I we get along great, but every now and then we might get into a little disagreement. And we were going out to dinner this weekend. My dad and his wife was in town. We had our kids and our dog. So at 7 p.m. at night, to go to a restaurant in Ojai on a Saturday night with 6 people and a dog was going to
The dog
limit our
needed to go.
choices.
The dog
Why?
needed to go.
Yeah. Why did you have to
Let's
bring the
just
dog?
let's circle that real quick and just find out that at least.
The dog was brought because it was just a given. It was like, well, of course we have to bring the dog. And we're like, well, there's enough outdoor dining in this world of COVID. Like, there's more outdoor dining choices, so it will be easy to bring the dog. It was harder than expected, but I had 3 places lined up. And when I told June the first place had a 25-minute wait, she was like, what? I thought you said we're gonna have dinner. I'm like, I know, but like, I can't, like, these places take reservations. It's a prime point.
Yeah.
So the second place that I had picked was this like Mexican restaurant that I heard really great things about. And I guess it just was not up to what June was expecting the Mexican restaurant to be. And so she was not very excited about being there. And I really doubled down on it. I was like, trust me, this place is really good. I've really heard good things about it. I had, and June was not believing me at all. And then she asked a question about the guacamole, and the guacamole they had there was not like fresh guacamole. And she made the person kind of explain how they make guacamole.
Now the whole thing about the bamboo cage, like, I'm back on board with it now.
and so I will say that there was this moment where I was like, we can leave. She's like, no, I won't leave. But she says to the cashier, she's like, show him the guacamole. And the cashier like shows the bottle of guacamole, and she's like, well,
the bottle
it's
of guacamole.
She's like, we make it, we squeeze it in. It was not what we were expecting, but I was like, I promise you it's good. And long story short, it was good. But it was a good experience. But it was the most nerve-wracking I've ever been, because I really felt like I'd never eaten at this place. I doubled down on this place. The guacamole was suspect, and we all left. And I felt like, I don't know, in your relationships, when you have not a win, but like a moment like that where you feel like I didn't lead everybody astray. Like, I felt like if I could have really ate it in that moment. And I'm still kind of on the high of.
Wait, so do you think that you did a good job? Because it sounds like you fucked up.
I haven't heard thing one about the dog's opinion about this restaurant.
Right, I don't know what, and the dog, I don't even know what happened with the dog.
Single whistle about how the dog felt.
Yeah.
The dog, well, the dog was happy. The dog got a container. They had a container to give the dog water. He was happy. He was fine. He doesn't, Mexican food not his choice. But we'll give him, we'll just give him fajitas, and he'll wrap them himself and everything like that. He likes that option. But no, I think it was that, like, I haven't had that, like, that kind of like pressurized couple moment, because we haven't really gone out, and there's I felt like there was a lot at stake in this moment. Did we pick the right restaurant? We haven't eaten out that much. And it was,
especially with family in town, that's a whole other level of like, you're making me look bad.
Everyone's stressed. We're not feeling great.
We can get off Ojai after this, but I saw the same thing happen. I told my wife about it because I was so struck by it. This weird moment between this other couple yesterday at the we're staying by the kids pool back here, and
Right.
it's like, they have a couple different pools at this hotel, but this one
And
is
you are legally 50 feet away, right? Just to
legally,
make
I'm not
sure.
allowed to go near any of the kids.
Yeah, right.
Good for you. Good for you.
But they do a weird thing where they put like one of those ink packets in my pocket of my swimsuit, and it spreads ink around so the kids can see 50-yard. You can see a 50-yard radius. So
You're
yeah, and
almost
if
like
they try to
Pigpen.
steal you from a bank, also
Yeah.
you will ink on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I was swimming yesterday, and this dad had this big, huge beach ball, and he was throwing it with his daughter, and they were kind of doing this bit where they were like kind of throwing it when the other guy wasn't looking and trying to hit each other in the face with it, and I just kind of clocked that. So then the dad got it and just chucked it at his wife, who was not looking,
Oh no.
and she was holding a baby.
Oh no!
And
no,
she was
no.
wearing
What's going on?
sunglasses. And so he took this big fucking beach ball, pelted it at his wife, who was holding the baby and wearing sunglasses. It hits her in the face, and like, it was the kind of thing where immediately you're like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
And she was like, just in front of the whole pool, like dressed him down. Like, was like, Mike, I'm wearing my fucking glasses. Like, I'm holding the fucking baby. I was like,
please tell me she said the baby first, though. Please tell me she didn't.
She did not. She didn't. Good point. Good point. She didn't.
I don't know.
She was more worried about her sunglasses. But it was weird because it's the first time I've even been
You can
really
get another
around.
baby. You can't get another pair of sunglasses.
That's true. But it's the first time I've been like out and around people, and in a huge pool, we're like far away, so I felt safe. But like, I just didn't need other couples' stress. It was like stressing me out. Anyway,
I don't like public fighting. Like, I don't
like it. I don't like it. Janet, you seem like a public fighter. You do. You come across that way. Yeah. You got to go higher. You got to go higher on that one.
I'm trying to think if I've ever had a public fight. I'm not sure I have.
I don't like them.
I mean, maybe in grade school when like someone was like throwing rocks at me, and I got in.
But in your relationships, though, like in your relationship,
Julio
like,
down by this. Yeah.
Like,
please go ahead. Please cover what I just did. Please cover the verbal turd that I just laid with a me and Julio down by the schoolyard reference. Not okay.
Wait, but I'm I think we all are agreeing that we all three of us then.
I will walk away. Yeah, I'll walk away from conflict in public.
Look, I'm not trying to admit that. I'm not trying to be like, I have a relationship where we never fight. I just want to do it behind closed doors. I don't want to get into. I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable next to me. I don't want to see it. I feel like let's.
Well,
like,
my problem is,
but also vanity. Like, you don't want. I mean, that's not a good look for anybody ever. So even if you can worry about other people's feelings about it, but part of it is also like, I do not want to be memorable to that person as like the red-faced, like pursed lips, like like,
and also like your kids. You don't want your kids to like see their
awful.
parents like in public yelling at each other.
Oh,
my problem is too I have a little bit of a different problem than you guys. Is that usually like paparazzi are always following me. Like right now, I'm kind of hiding here at the Ojai Valley Inn. I don't like to say it over and over where I am because the paparazzi will show up. But when I go to a restaurant, there's always several paparazzi, and if I get into a fight with my wife, they're going to photograph it, put it on TMZ. You guys probably. It's kind of a different. If you get as famous as me, if one day if you keep working in the business and you get to the level where I am, you might know what I'm talking about.
It could happen. I mean, that could happen.
Wait, now, Janet, there's a couple things I want to ask you about because I feel like we there's a lot to talk about. We have a game that we want to play with you in a little bit as well. But first of all, and foremost, do you have a fireplace, and if so, how many?
I have a fireplace. Could not tell you the last time there was a fire in it. I'm gonna say
big mistake.
Ooh, it has been years, for sure, years. Like I don't know if the flue is open or shut. Like I've lived in the same house for 15 years, and I'm realizing right now the flue could be open, it could be shut. I don't know which. Like, what is it? It's longer when it's shut, I guess.
You should shut it. You should shut it.
Of the little family of somebody. Yeah, I don't know, but I don't.
Because Rob does sell fireplaces.
I saw you.
I saw fireplaces.
Real fireplace appearance.
Yeah, and if you need one, get you one.
You sell fireplaces, or
My father was in the fireplace game, and I just took over the family business, and so
Wow.
yeah. So in my fireplace store, Hubel's Hearth is open 24/7, 365
Yeah.
for your fireplace.
I've seen the
You've seen the commercials, probably.
I've
Yeah,
seen the cube is where the hearth is.
that's right.
Cube is where the hearth. Yeah,
That's right.
Everyone's so familiar with this, but
I didn't know what that. Yeah, I didn't know what it was.
And then
'Cause it's
Scheer,
flames. All you have is it's just
it's
flames,
mostly flames. Yeah,
and those words, and it
yeah.
almost seems dangerous
It
and
seems
like
a little.
arsony.
Yeah.
So
We've
I
had
don't. You might
several
want to put a
billboards. Several
frame, some
billboards
kind
have
of frame
burned
on it.
down. Several
Yeah.
billboards have burned down.
Again,
But
you don't need to light your billboards on fire. Yeah.
Paul went to Rob Riggle's fireplace store, like Riggle's Wreaths and Fire, or something like that. But anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, he's in the Wreath game as well.
Well,
Yeah,
that's what I was
but
saying, Rob. I like it because it's sort of there's a couple options there.
Guys, wreaths are for Christmas only.
No, they're not. They have a lot of different. I have an Easter wreath.
Please name one other holiday that's appropriate for a wreath.
I see a lot of Easter wreaths that are made of Easter eggs.
Put some eggs in there. Yeah.
Give me a break. Give me a fucking break.
Just
a Passover wreath.
No.
Yeah.
No. A Thanksgiving wreath.
You put it on the table.
Oh, they're out there.
You put it on the table.
I doubt it.
You put it on the table. You put it on the table with a little candle in the middle. Pumpkin spice candle.
Oh,
that is the way.
And that's why Wriggle's doing so well with his business.
Thank you. You have to diversify. You can't just sell. We live in an age of Amazon. You can't just have one thing anymore. You gotta have like a front and a back. There gotta be a lot of things in here.
Janet, speaking of having several revenue streams, is the San Francisco Sketchfest it did not happen last year, I'm assuming.
Will it happen last year?
Will it happen this year? Or we don't know yet.
So yeah, I mean, we started planning on it when, as we all felt like, hey,
here we go. We're back.
That
baby.
little window. We had a little window of
such a
all bets are off.
We're
having fun.
I really was like, I didn't. I mean, the little amount I've attributed the pandemic, like I've attributed my moods to the pandemic. I have refused. I think a lot of people are like this. I've refused to own that everything happening to us all it has that much of an effect on every single day of my life. Because somehow that seems like, it feels like, no, I should be able to, like, this is a thing we're all dealing with. But I was in such a good mood after, like, when it really felt like, oh, look at this, like the numbers are really going down over so many vaccinations, people are doing this, and I felt high, like I was really sort of floating. And at that point I sort of realized, like, oh, okay, this has clearly been a deep depression for like a year and a half.
Yeah, we have.
You don't want to feel that way. You're like, I can get through this, and I support. We're all in this together. But I really started to lift up, and then as soon as it, it was like, why am I suddenly not sleeping again? Like, again, I went right back to not attributing it to the pandemic.
I literally had a moment, like I think for like a couple weeks ago, and it just kind of just lifted again. But I was really depressed, and I was like, what is going on? I'm like, oh, I think I'm like having PTSD, because it started to feel like, it's going in this other direction again. I was like, no.
I know. I just started, immediately I started thinking about like, just like, same thing you guys are saying. It's just like, but I was thinking more about like our family, and just like, oh God, we're going to be locked down again. And like, I'm going to have to teach. I'm a really good school teacher, guys. I'm a really good school teacher.
The paps don't get in the way of that. They're not like coming in trying to snap pictures.
Well, the paparazzi. Thank you for using the shorthand for paparazzi paps.
I've heard you use it. That's the only reason.
They do come around. They do come around. So a lot of my outdoor classes I had to take.
Well, you do it on your front lawn. And you take, but also for TikTok and Instagram Live. I feel like you're really using your kid as a prop.
And having one of those like flappy guys full of air that you've made to look like your face.
They have a car washes.
Everyone's alerted that you're there on the lawn is also might be what's pulling people in.
Look, when you guys learn how to teach your kids the way I know how to teach my kid, then we'll talk. But until then, my kid is already getting offers from Harvard.
Wow.
Yale.
Wow.
Name another school.
I don't know if I
Princeton?
can.
Princeton. Thank you.
you did, Janet. You did do something cool, and I'm blanking on it. You did do a lot, like a live, like a very cool reunion, right? During this pandemic, did you have like a bunch of people
For
together to do
Sketchfest?
for Sketchfest, or am I
Oh,
misremembering that?
yeah. I mean, I think we just kind of glommed together. There was a lot of like film reunion, like people
Yeah.
reading scenes from old movies that they'd been in, and there was some music and stuff. Just to try to pull something together to come out. I mean, that 2021 is our 20th anniversary for the festival, but
Oh, wow.
so that was like a weird cheat where we didn't want to actually acknowledge that because we want to be able to do the 20th live in person. So it was this sort of like fakey,
Same
like,
thing for How Did
we're
This Get Made? We had
20-ish,
our
we're 20-ish, like, but we'll see you next year.
Yeah.
But
we literally had our 10-year anniversary, and we had an idea of something we really wanted to do for our 10-year anniversary of How Did This Get Made, and we were like, oh,
yeah.
And it's like you don't want to you just don't want to lead with it. It's like how old? We've been around for 10 years, but you couldn't really get to do the
But
thing.
I think you can kind of do. I think you can kind of do the Olympics, right? Like, I mean, just say like whenever it comes back,
it's our 20th.
You can do your thing and just.
Yeah.
But
the
big thing is, if you have never been and you get a chance to go, it's
and you're not talking to me anymore. Now you are talking to everybody else because
now I'm talking to everybody else.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure.
Get yourself to Sketchfest.
It was
you feel
confusing.
comfortable. Get yourself there.
Sometimes, Paul, you say you, and I think me.
But that's why he's so engaging, to make that contact. I thought he was so engaging for everyone. I thought he was talking to me. It's my festival.
We wanted to play this game that we have, which we have done a few times, where we're going to show you some pictures.
Okay.
And these pictures are all from the same movie premiere.
Okay. Oh.
And so you have to kind of
I'm going to be so bad.
Help us figure out what it is.
Rob, what movie it is. And I don't know what it is either.
I know. And I'm just double checking. Okay, so I'm gonna we're gonna go through.
Wait, people are saying they can't hear me. Can people hear me? Okay, can you guys hear me?
In the sense of could we hear you if we're an air traffic controller? Yes, you are at the clarity
you
level
have that kind
of being a pilot.
Okay.
Molly says we can hear you. So obviously, right now,
I do need to tell this plane. Delta 404, check 4, descend at your leisure.
Would you let them know that that's who I have my points with?
Delta 404, check 404. The tower. Janet Varney wants to say that she has your points. She has her points with you guys. Over.
Okay. This is such a thrill.
Is Delta experiencing the same issues that Corona, the beer, experienced? During this, are people afraid to be boldly?
People
Delta.
get on the plane oh fuck it. Yeah.
Yeah. And rental for the Omega Man is going to go way down. I mean, right now it's hot. People are still watching the Omega Man. But when that watch it now. Guys,
get it while it's good.
It's hard to imagine that not feeling like watching the Omega Man, but you might not feel like it when that variant comes out.
All right. So here is, we're going to just go through it. Everyone's been talking about Fast 9. The big hit of the summer just came out on VOD. And, Vin Diesel was a person to show up to premieres. And here he is, Vin Diesel, out and about at a premiere here. I will tell you, it's not Fast and Furious. So that's
and it probably isn't one that he's even in. Can I already make a bold statement?
Great way to start.
Interesting.
I feel he looks too casual. Look at he's holding on to sunglasses.
Good detective work. Yeah, if this was your movie, you would dress up more. So
yes,
right.
This is a little bit of a decoy.
He is rocking the Toretto cross.
Is that what that is? It looks like an anchor with a coin on it. I guess that's not what it is.
It looks like a cross and an anchor and maybe even a Jewish star. So he's got like 3 insignias on one. It's like I got all my bases covered. I'm a military man, I am a Jewish man, and I am a Catholic man. I have it all in one.
Great.
This is also young Vin, I would say. So this is not a recent movie.
Yeah. Okay. So all right, that's good.
I was gonna say if that is we're the same age. That's okay. All right. So Dice is here. Okay.
Dice is there.
All right. He also looks suspiciously young.
This looks
Yeah,
like
this is definitely younger.
prime time Dice.
I feel
right?
like is he in it? Because who's going to invite him if he's not in it? But then this guy over here
Ooh,
on
that
the
was a
right, he
dig.
sort of looks like he's like, hey, what's he doing here? So that I
Right,
don't
like
know
he
how
may
to
have just
interpret
shown
that
up.
look, but I feel like he's a little
I'm gonna give you
skeptical.
guys.
Like,
I'm gonna give you both the year just to make sure that you
Okay.
you feel like it's you get it.
Okay.
The year is let's see. I'm gonna double check. 1996.
Ooh,
1996.
I was born that year.
Okay.
Yeah. So Dice is
96.
here.
Right.
Vin is here. We're getting like a vibe of
Yeah,
the
but
type of
still doesn't tell
people.
us who's. Yeah, we know, but
Yeah.
anyone could be at this premiere. Okay, give us another.
Okay.
Give
All
us
right, here we go.
another.
Another.
And we got a
Look at
couple of
How many do we
guys,
get?
though.
How
Those
many?
are
How many?
bros. We got a couple of bros.
we got.
How
I think we got about. I think we have like we have a couple. We have not that many, but I want to
Okay.
just do something really quickly here. I'm gonna see if I can pull us all back on. Oh, there. That's even better. I want to just talk about Dice for 1 second.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, please.
American Airlines
Oh,
404,
boy.
proceed
not
to
care for
takeoff
American Airlines.
and
Do
descend
not
to
care for them.
14404
No, this is not.
at your leisure. Copy.
All
Sorry,
right. I just
go ahead.
wanted
I
to.
don't think planes. I don't think planes can land at their leisure. I think the whole point of being an air traffic controller is
It's-
to carefully
Please.
time out.
God.
This is his new
Oh,
character.
it's
The
oh
chill.
high. It's oh high. They're landing. There's not as
just
much
when
traffic.
they want, when they
When it
feel
feels
it's right.
emotionally comfortable for you, don't rush it.
Don't force it.
Don't
You're
rush
carrying
it.
a bunch of people up here. Like, take your time. Get in your zone. This is the only thing I want to talk about with Dice. Just very quickly. I don't
Okay,
want to get into
talk
any. It's weird because you look at somebody like Sacha Baron Cohen. Sacha Baron Cohen, known for these amazing characters, and he has gone to premieres as these characters, and then also acted as Sacha Baron Cohen. Dice clearly got this persona and then has never changed it, and he has to dress and act like this for his entire life. And I often think about that, like it's such a bizarre way to be like.
I think he's kind of dropped it now.
Has
I'm not
he now?
sure, but I thought I saw some pictures of him. Like, does he do that in that Showtime show? I don't know. Is that still on? The one
The
with
Dice? No.
Did.
Yeah, he definitely did do that persona.
Yeah,
He
because
did,
that
okay.
was kind of part of it. Was like he's
Okay.
still going.
Yeah, he still
Okay.
got it. Oh,
But
anyway.
I don't know what I don't know. I don't feel like I don't know the difference between what is affectation and what is like
because
true
we haven't
Dice.
seen
like
we
that
haven't seen the other
vest he has
side of
on.
it.
Yeah, I don't know that.
But
I don't know.
you,
Was that
you could
him, or
argue
is
that there are, like there are a lot of people, Emo Phillips, Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah.
Well, Pee Wee Herman, I think I've seen him outside of the suit. Emo Phillips
Yeah.
seems like that's like I don't.
I think
I
that might
think
just
he's
be Emo Phillips, kind of, but in a lovable,
yeah.
wonderful way.
Yeah.
Remember Bobcat dropped it. Bobcat was.
Oh right.
Does Bobcat?
Does
Bobcat when you talk to Bobcat, if someone is that a there is no voice there? I don't know. The voice was all fake.
Chill.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That voice was definitely
Yeah.
a bit.
Okay.
And that's been gone for many years. But
Yeah,
do people call Andrew Dice Clay Andy? Like, is he Andy?
I think he's got to be Dice.
Like, oh,
like,
Andy,
Dice.
give me a hug, Andy. It's so good to see you.
I can't see the
he's
chat.
Dice.
I gotta see what the chat is talking. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, it's an interesting thing because I think there was an era of stand-up comedy where you were a persona. Like it was like it wasn't just like, hey, these are my jokes. It's like this is my character and this is the jokes. And Bobcat obviously like now has like been made great movies, a great director, a great writer. But it's like I imagine it's very hard to break out of that. But this one is like we've been doing this with Dice for a long time. I just seeing that I was like, all right. So all right, so we'll get back in here. Here's the next person.
96. Okay.
All right, 96. Here we go. Now I hope I'm not.
Can you make that bigger?
What is that?
That is the Dixie Chicks, I believe.
It is.
What?
I think, or am I wrong? Somebody tell me if that's not the Spice Girls. I don't know who these are.
Aren't there only 3 Dixie Chicks?
Oh, this is Bewitched. This is Bewitched. The group Bewitched.
Bewitched.
Which was coincidentally, Bewitched was also the Dixie Chicks.
This is an Irish pop group. Molly, MVP. Molly knows who they are. All right, so this is Bewitched, the Irish pop group. They're all out. They're
Oof,
together. They're
Irish
promoting.
pop group. Everybody's
they're-
real cash. This is an afternoon premiere.
Yeah, they're
People have
all
their
carrying
sunglasses
handbags.
slung in. That there's jeans. This
Uh,
is cash. Oh,
and now we got this.
Arsenio with
Arsenio and
magic.
Yeah.
Wow.
There again, like are a lot of different types of people. We got an Irish band. We got Vin.
Yeah,
we
Irish
got
girl band.
Dice.
This
got
is back,
Dice
of course,
too.
when Arsenio was drinking water, so that should help us because
It is a thing that when
Well, this has got to be a comedy movie, right? If we got Dice and
I
Arsenio.
agree that
and
everyone you've described so far fits better at like
comedy.
like a comedy action, like
Yeah.
a Rush Hour
Yes.
kind of a
Yeah.
a Rush Hour.
scenario.
Okay, that's a good. You're in a good
Yeah.
zone. You're in a
I'm
good
getting
zone.
into
right
the
now.
zone. I'm getting into the
Okay.
zone.
You're getting
Okay.
in the zone. All right, and then finally, here we go.
The Dixie Chicks. What?
He's only there because he's in the movie. This helps.
All right.
There's
Yeah,
no
okay.
way that Martin Landau was like, I got nothing else to do. I guess I will go.
Landau.
Yeah.
Landau
no
is
way.
showing up, hobnobbing with
Ooh.
Vin
A lot of
D.
people are saying Space
Okay.
Jam, but I feel like you wouldn't
Okay.
do Space Jam because you always talk about Space
Landau.
Jam.
Well, Space Jam 2 is very big in our household.
I'm trying to think about what Martin Landau would have been in '96.
Yeah, this is kind of.
Why do you think he was in the movie?
Because that guy, he's not going to just go.
He's not going to
premiere.
roll out.
His
to a
publicist is not going to be like, this could be really
Okay.
good for your career.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you need to be
That's
seen
smart.
at
That's
this
smart.
premiere.
Right.
So he's in it. Or he has a kid who's in it, but I can't think of anybody that I know of who's
Juliet
his kid.
Landau is his daughter, and
Is she an actress?
She is. She was on Buffy the
shoot.
Vampire Slayer. She played.
Oh my gosh,
Drusilla.
that's right. I forgot. That is, yes, I totally forgot. Yes.
I'm looking right
There's
now
no
to
way
see
she
if
was in
he
it.
is in the movie.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to keep you.
Can I roll the dice on here?
Yes, please.
Roll
I
the
think it's
Andrew Dice.
Can I? Yeah. I think it's one of those like Nutty Professor Clumps movies. That's what I'm gonna go
All right,
with.
that's Rob. Rob is putting
I'm
that
still
in.
leaning into the action comedy. I feel
Okay.
the action comedy.
Just because of Vin.
Landau. Was Landau in it?
Oh, good question in the chat. Was Jerry O'Connell there?
Jerry O'Connell was not in
Wow.
it that I know of. I only did a
God, can you
quick
imagine
glimpse.
how many movie
Yeah.
premieres Jerry has been to?
We have tried to do this game with Jerry because I wanted him to identify what movie he was at because he's been at so many.
Yeah.
Just be like what I was wearing, what I think it was. All right. So Janet, you think it's an action comedy? We have no more pictures.
Janet, you got to name the movie. You can't just
I
say
do.
the
Okay.
You can
genre.
try.
96.
And I don't think that Martin Landau is in this movie. From everything that I can see,
Okay.
I could be wrong.
It came out in 90. Where was I? What was I doing? I was living in San Francisco. I'd freshly moved to San Francisco. This is going to be a problem because I don't think I had a TV.
All right. Well, this is
Well, that's not how you watch.
Theaters.
You don't watch movies on a TV. I mean, some people
That's
did.
true.
But
That's true. You're right.
All right,
I did
the
go
big
to. You're
movies
right.
of
I did go to the
96.
movies.
Big movies in 96. You ready?
Yeah.
Time to Kill, Space Jam, Fear, Dragonheart, Ransom, Twister, Love and War, Shine,
Oh.
Romeo and Juliet, Marvin's Room, Mars Attacks, Independence
It's
Day.
Marvin's Room. That'd be amazing.
If Dice went to Marvin's Room, I'm in. Scream or From Dusk Till Dawn. These are the movies.
Scream.
I bet it's
Scream's
Mars
interesting.
Attacks. It sounds like it could be
All right,
Mars Attacks.
That's a great. Well, listen, Landau would come out because he's buddies with Burton. So I like this guess of Mars Attacks.
Okay.
I'm afraid
Mars
to bet
Attacks.
against Mars Attacks. I'm afraid to bet against it.
All right,
There were some
Mars
good ones in
Attacks. It
there.
makes sense.
Yeah.
An interesting crew of people, but you're both wrong. Rob, you were right. You should have had your instinct. It
Oh
was the
my
Nutty Professor.
God,
First
I
in
You
the
had
series.
knew
it. Your
it.
gut told you
bet it.
Oh
exactly.
no! What do I do? What do
You
I lose,
flubbered it.
Paul? What do I lose?
You lost it all. We're taking all your fireplaces.
No, don't. Please
no.
don't take my fireplace.
You're taking your
Oh.
fireplaces.
Oh.
The fireplaces are gone. You're gonna go bankrupt.
I've
now. I'm
had
so sorry.
Oh.
very difficult year, Paul, and this is just the icing on the cake of misery.
Maybe
Ugh.
they'll leave you the mantles and just take the
Was it
concave
the
fireplaces.
was it the original Nutty
The
Professor?
original, and what I think is really interesting about this, and I found this in kind of going back through all these old premieres, so many people showed up to movies that they were not in. Like
Yeah.
Dice isn't in
Hold on
this.
just a
Vin
second.
Diesel isn't in it.
Southwest 404, check
Oh, I see.
409, descend to runway 17 at your leisure.
No, not at your.
No,
I
not
am so worried about these people in these planes.
so many accidents.
There is a
So many
lot of
accidents.
smoke. There's a huge
Jeez
plume of
Louise.
black smoke over
Oh,
there by the
no.
This is too much. Too
airport.
much.
Anyway, we'll check into
Okay,
that later.
well,
Janet, we can listen to you on Voyage to the Stars. We can also listen to you on your podcast about the Legend of Korra. And I don't want to disregard how gigantic that is. By
Wait,
the way,
I don't know about how many podcasts do you have, Janet?
3.
3? That's more than Paul.
But
That is
Braving the
more Paul.
Elements is very, that's very new and very recent and very specific.
Okay, what's the Legend of Korra?
That's a
Oh my God,
cartoon
wow.
that was on Nickelodeon. There was a wonderful series that preceded that started it all called Avatar: The Last Airbender. And
Which
you
is
can ask
great.
Manzukis about this because I'll tell you what, he
yeah.
loves those shows.
Well,
'cause
we
he's a
both
man of
got
great
into that
taste.
because we were into Rebels, and Dave Filoni was a big force in Avatar, and
Yes,
then
very much so.
yeah, and so then this is coming, and now this show.
I'm sorry. I just, I have a child and, I'm sorry. I should be more up on things.
It's good, but it's something that kids can watch.
No,
Yeah.
I know. I just,
It's actually
show.
beautiful. It's beautifully done.
It's
a
wonderful.
we don't
thing,
believe in
superb.
television or entertainment.
Oh, boy.
We believe in homeschool. So.
Sounds like 96 Varney talking. I hear you, brother. I do. SF all the way, huh?
I do want to ask you about this, and we won't keep you for too much longer. But what is it like to be in a show like this? That, like, all right. So I have just started. I've been on Lower Decks, that Star Trek show. I'm on a handful of episodes. I'm a side character on that show, and since I started being on that show, I have gotten a ton of Star Trek fan mail, like to the point from all over the world of my character and things like that. And I was like, wow, I never knew that this kind of fandom kind of existed. And I feel like Legend of Korra has that same kind of gigantic, like it is beloved, and it's this huge grouping of things. It's different than what you are known for, or whatever. It's something out of your wheelhouse in the sense of, just it's a different
It's
thing.
not the comedy world the way we're all used to the comedy world being. Yeah, it's really wonderful. Again, like if it were something that I had done that I didn't think was amazing, I feel like that would be a weird, like, golden handcuffs type situation. That's an expression, right? Where you sort of don't want to talk about the thing that everyone knows you from because you want to talk about the stuff you really care about.
Right.
But that's not how I feel about this. Hence doing the podcast with Dante Bosco, who's in the original series and in Legend of Korra. And I just never get tired of talking about it. And I'm so honored to have been a part of it. And I just love the guys who made it so much and the story so much that that I totally lean into all of that. But I will be at conventions and I will sort of look down a table at somebody who was maybe in a video game that feels like it's sort of, maybe it's a little misogynistic or something, but there they are at the table. And I think I don't see the same expression on that person's face that I feel like is on mine. Do you know what I mean?
There are these moments. I think we've all had them. I once saw Ernie Hudson, who is a great actor, in a Ghostbusters costume at a convention, kind of just literally, like standing there being, I'll do the picture, I'll do the thing, I'll do it. Like, I'm here. And he's a working actor, and a great working actor. And but like knows that I gotta go to this thing. But there are people then you see that are genuinely excited to be there. And I think that's a better, it seems like that's a better interaction.
Yeah, I don't think I mean, bless him, but like maybe he's just having a bad day, but don't go. Probably don't go, because you're having one bad day, or it's one thing that you don't feel like doing, and then just hundreds of people who adore you and who love the franchise are going to walk away going like, I'm sure I don't like Ghostbusters anymore. Like my heart has been broken. He was cold and icy, like he was grumpy. So, and that's one of the things that Carrie Fisher was so amazing at. Like Carrie Fisher would do these cons. She would always be like 3 hours late, and there would be these just like thousands of people in lines wrapped around the convention. But when she got there, the line would go even longer because she would take so much time with people. Like she, as kooky as she was like connect. She was like, I see you. She would see every person and they would walk away feeling like, yes, my devotion to Star Wars has been codified, like galvanized. I'm in it for life. I love it. And that's like, I feel that's like a responsibility, because none of us want to meet people that had something to do that's meant so much to us for one reason or another, and then feel like, it's been like tainted in some way.
But that's a good point, Scheer. Like, it's so cool that you have that, Janet. Like, you have something that people are fucking nuts about. It's like the only like small thing, it doesn't really compare to that. It's like, I remember doing Comic-Con for like Children's Hospital and stuff, where and Scheer,
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 people are hardcore about Children's
like
Hospital.
it's so fun to meet those people that are like really, I mean, it's intense for sure, but it's only for like a couple of days, but it's like, it's exciting to meet people that are like so into the stuff that you joke around about, and the stuff that you made. But I just think that's awesome that you have.
I feel like I'm very flattered that you both would put it that way, but I do feel like you both already do have that. I mean, I feel like every time I'm at Earwolf, there's like piles of presents for how did this get made. Like, people love the show. You know what I mean? There's
Paul gets a lot of free stuff. He doesn't get free fireplaces. I don't want to get
free fire. I will say, just to piggyback on this as well, like, one of the coolest experiences I've ever had was Kate Mulgrew was on NTSF, SDSUV, and she said to me, she's like, I want you to come to this Las Vegas convention with me, because I'll talk about the show, but I want to like just like bring you into this world. And I'm a huge Star Trek fan, and so I've always been on the other side. I've been the audience side. So to get to go like behind the scenes and go to bars and restaurants with these people that I just absolutely love and had to maintain my cool the entire time around was a thrill. But watching her, because at that point she was the only female captain of a starship in these shows, and it was like she was on stage with Patrick Stewart, William Shatner, George Takei, and her. It was a massive event, and just the love for her and the way that I think it always gets viewed as a very nerdy thing, but it's like this crazy outpouring of like, it's like a moment to like stand in tribute to these people who have maybe changed your life in the sense of like you saw something in them. And it's still to this day one of my favorite experiences ever, just watching her interact with this
JetBlue 6000 descend to 1,400 feet and prepare to land on runway 7 at your leisure. Over. Sorry, guys. I have to do my side job.
I haven't even been paying attention to like what altitudes you're asking people to fly down to.
Well,
that feels suspect too.
They go to different altitudes.
It seems like at one point you say descend to 200 feet, because that feels like.
Well, I mean, they're gonna land.
Shave off some. Yeah. Well.
They don't just drop. You are kind of positioning like I
take them down. I take them down like a ladder, like kind of like
That's not a ladder. That's stairs. But cool.
Janet, we kept you too long. But,
listen, this has been such a pleasure. But I know there's someone very, very, very awesome who is perhaps joining you next. So that's
we have some time. We don't like to overstay our welcome with anybody, because we like to make sure that you come back. Voyage to the Stars. You can listen to that wherever podcasts are heard. Braving the Elements, same idea. Wherever podcasts are heard. But anything else you want to let us know? We will pop up all your socials over here on our chat so people can follow you.
Pop up those socials and
pop them up.
We can leave it mean and clean. Not an expression. Leave it mean and clean with those two podcasts.
Yep.
All right. I love it. I love it.
This has been so fun. But how great
you are the best, Janet. Thank you so
Varney.
much for being
I'm
here.
so glad to see you.
Okay, I'm never gonna. Wherever it is that you are working, I can assure you, I will not be in a plane that is.
Do not. Don't fly over all.
Every other way.
Every single plane goes through my checkpoint. Every single plane.
Even worse news.
Bye, Janet.
Thanks, guys. Bye.